Hello, everybody. It is January, and coming up real soon, we have Martin Luther King Day. So we are going to do a very easy, all ages Martin Luther King drawing. So give it your best shot. It'll end up being kind of a cartoony version, but I think it's a pretty cool drawing if you can do it. So we're going to actually start with his head. So I'm going to put the head right about here. So if the top of the paper's here, down here's the bottom. You don't want it to be down too low because you want room for his whole body. So right around here, we're going to start with the head. And for this, again, this is going to be cartoony. So what we're going to do is just make kind of a circle. If you have something that you would like to trace for a circle, you could. I find that if you just go real slow drawing your circle, you can make it pretty darn even. If you try to do it real fast, usually somewhere along there you are going to mess up. Okay, so now that we have the basic shape for the head, the next thing we're going to add in is the eyes. So again, this is a cartoony version, so what I'm going to do for the eyes is I'm just going to make circles, and I am going to leave a white spot open and fill in the rest black. And I'm going to do that for both eyes. And I want to try to make them about the same size, right? Like this. Okay? Right above the eyes, I'm going to do two little curves for eyebrows. For the nose, I'm going to keep it very simple and just basically make a letter U. We're going to add a mustache right across here, which you can do with a lot of different techniques. I kind of just scribble with my marker back and forth until I get the basic shape that I want. Okay? And then down here, I'm just going to put a little line. All right. Now, we need to add some hair. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to make the ears first. The ears, I'm just going to draw two half circles like this. Don't make them too big. We don't want them to stick out. And now I know where to start the hair and where to end the hair because I want it to line up with the ears. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make like little bumps like this. All the way around until it lines up, and then I'm going to color that in. Now I'm using a Sharpie for this, which makes it really easy. And it makes the hair and the eyes and the mustache really look good and stand out because they're so bold. But you can always use a colored pencil or crayon as well. Okay, so there, we have a basic face done. Now remember, I'm trying to keep this for all ages, so I don't want to make it super detailed. So we're going to draw him in a suit, but we're going to keep it real simple. So for the top part of his body, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw two lines coming down, and they're not perfectly straight. They're kind of slightly diagonal, but not too much, because we don't want it to come out real far. Okay? Then I'm going to connect the bottom like this. Now we want to turn this into a suit, so we need to make an open jacket with a tie. So the easiest way to do this for everybody is we're going to start with kind of a big letter V. Okay? Then on the sides, we're going to go like this. We're going to go up, in, out, in. On the other side, up, in, out, in. And for his tie, we're going to draw a little shape like this, and then just two lines that come down like this. Okay? Now right here you can always put some buttons as well. Okay. Next, we're going to do his legs. For the legs, what I'm going to do is just two straight lines down. Don't worry, that's not all his legs are going to be. We're going to connect them. And then we're going to draw another straight line down. So now he has two even legs. And I'm going to make 2 feet like this. we're going to put one arm down at his side. So I'm going to start at the shoulder. I'm going to curve down, but still staying pretty close to the body, and in. And then for this hand, I'm going to just do a bump like that. And I'm going to add another line here for his sleeve. This hand I want to be waving, so it's going to kind of angle up. We're going to make two even lines, connect, another line so it matches that, and now we're just going to make his hand. Like that. Okay. Now to give this drawing some more detail, I'm going to draw a line across the bottom. I'm going to stop when I get to his body, an invisible line, and finish. And right next to him, I'm going to make a podium, okay, where he was standing giving a speech. So what I'm going to do here is just draw a big rectangle. On top of that rectangle, I'm going to make another one. And out of it is going to become a microphone, just like this. Pretty simple. All right, guys, there is a very, very simple Martin Luther King drawing. So I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys take your time and color it in like I'm about to do right now. And if you don't want to watch me color, you could always fast forward the video and just see what he looks like when he is done. But I'm going to go ahead and color mine in. When I do this, I'm going to use a combination of colored pencils, crayons, markers, like I often do. I always like to remind you to use whatever it is you have to color. You don't have to have some perfect set, some brand new expensive fancy markers. I use whatever old pieces I have laying around. And as you also know, I usually change my hand pressure a little bit to add in some shading. So in some spots I push a little bit hard, in some spots I push a little bit easier, because that shading really helps things look more detailed. Okay? All right. Okay, I also need to use this for the hands. I like to complete all one color before I move on to the next. Okay, next, I think I want him to have a gray suit, but I'm going to use the black so I can get some shading. So I'll push hard where I want, but then when I push real light, it's going to be gray. And what's nice about this is, if I want them to have black shoes, I already have the black. I just got to push harder, right? To make the shoes darker. Then the suit. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and do the ground with it as well. Just lightly. All right. There we go. Next, I want him to have a red tie, I think. And we're going to leave these two little patches white because he has a white shirt on underneath, which is also why we have some white there on the sleeves. Okay, I'm going to go back to the podium. And I'm going to finish off with some highlight of blue around him to really make him stand out. And this is something I've mentioned before that I just like to do, but you don't have to. Or you could even color the entire background instead of just kind of a highlight type of area. All right, and there we go. Very cool Martin Luther King drawing. All right, guys, good luck and have fun.